My name is Michael Quinn. I'm a veteran advocate and also a member of the call for a Royal Commission into the Department of Veteran Affairs. Our next rally is in Hobart, Thursday the 24th of March at 1000 hours outside Parliament in the Gardens. I'm going to give you an idea on how confusing it is to actually work through the DVA system. In 1972, or correction, prior to 1972, any member of the Armed Forces was covered under the Safety Compensation Act, unless they deployed overseas, in which case they were covered by the Veteran Entitlement Act. After 1972, this changed, and all defence members were covered under the Safety Compensation Act and the Veteran Entitlement Act, noting that if they were to be deployed, that they lost their coverage under the Safety Compensation Act. If you joined before 1986, you had coverage under the Safety Compensation Act and the VEA up until discharge. That's noting as long as your discharge was before 2004. But you still lost your circuit coverage if you deployed on operational service, but only up until the date of 1994. After 1994, a beneficial approach was introduced that gave coverage under the CIRCA and the Veteran Entitlement Act, regardless of whether you're on operational deployment or not. Except, of course, if you joined after 1986, in which case, for VA, your VA coverage ceased in 1994, unless you were operationally deployed, in which case you were covered by the VA and CIRCA. Hopefully, you're not too confused as yet. The department was, however. They thought this was a little bit too confusing, so to ease the whole problem up, they thought the easiest way to do it was to bring in a whole new act in 2004. So the MRCA 2004 was introduced, now putting people covered underneath that previous quagmire, throwing an extra act in there. Now, to make it all work, because each act refers to the other if offset against another and another, and also ties in with issues to do with offsetting for Mill Super and so forth. To combine all this together, they brought in the Combined Transitional Provisional Act, MRCA 2004. The MRCA has now been in for 12 years. And the reality is DVA still can't make it work. They are confused by their own legislation. In 12 years they've been trying to bring out a single claim form. So instead of a injured veteran fronting up and putting in just the one form and letting DVA sort out this stuff, they're not able to do it. So the veteran basically has to work out what act he's covered under and work through this quagmire of legislation. 12 years. 12 years it's taken, and we still cannot get the MRCA 2004 to actually work in a beneficial way for the veterans. In fact, it's working so poorly that it is causing suicides within the veteran community. The simple way forward would be take the confusion out of the compensation system. This would mean to take the MRCA 2004 and repeal the Act and go back to the advantageous system of the Veteran Entitlement Act and the CIRCA as it sat for those that joined prior to 1986. The basic infantry soldier is around about $20,000 worse off if he's permanently incapacitated and not able to work under the MRCA 2004 than he was under the old system. The old system was working, the new system isn't. The Act needs to be repealed. Please support the call for a Royal Commission. Attend the rallies as they come up in your state. Let the government, the ministers and the department know that what they're doing is not helping our veterans and we need it fixed.